Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I wanted to take a quick minute to walk you through my water setup. I've seen a lot of questions about this recently and people asking for recommendations, so I figured I'll take an opportunity here just to show you what I've done, give you some thoughts, and welcome any comments that you might have in the section below. To start my project, I went with the 50-liter tapered water tank, which holds about 13.2 gallons of water. This came from Ironman America. They have a nice BPA-free, UV-stabilized tank. No real smells or taste associated with the tank. It is made for water only. It comes with a nice, very wide mouth opening so that you can fill the tank easily. And this is where I installed the vent so that it'll allow the pressure to regulate as I'm using the tank. Nice tank overall. At the bottom of the tank, it has a barred tap outlet that has a ball valve in it, so you can shut the water off if you're not using it. And then from there, I chose to attach that to a quick disconnect stainless steel so that I could remove the tank completely when I'm not using it. From the tank, I ran clear braided nylon poly tubing that's flexible up to the water pump that I purchased on Amazon. Now this water pump is it's a pretty straightforward RV marine use water pump. This pump will pump about 3 gallons per minute at 45 psi. Works great, and it can be mounted in virtually any orientation. It is not submersible. Now, one thing that I did use was a 12-volt pump so that I could wire it directly to the existing electrical system in the Jeep Gladiator. This power source runs to a switch at the rear of the bed that I can use to switch on and off the pump at any point. Now, from the pump, I use that same clear tubing to run from the pump to the passenger side of the bed. Now, I ran it all the way across over onto that side because that's where I chose to put my faucet, and that's where I chose to put my water heater over nearby where my kitchen setup typically is. This tubing runs the full width of the bed, and I attached it using rubber, I guess conduit clamps. Again, just purchase these on Amazon, and I'll have links to all of this in the description below. Now this is where my first kind of real challenge came in, is that I needed to split the water lines into two, one going to a water heater, the other going to a filter, and then ultimately to a faucet for use for eating, drinking, etc. Now the splitter that I used is just a traditional garden hose splitter. It was the best I could find on short notice before a trip that I needed to take, and so this is where my challenge comes in, and where I would ask you guys for any thoughts or suggestions you might have. If you've seen a better solution for a splitter of this type, please leave comments below. I would love to change this out and get something a little bit better in there. From the splitter, I can shut off either the water heater or the faucet water directly just by using the ball valves in that. Now, from that splitter, going to the faucet, it goes into the braided line that comes with the filter that I installed that will filter the water one more time before it goes through into the faucet. Now this filter is a water drop filter. It's supposed to filter down to 0.01 microns, so it's pretty safe and should get most of the bacteria and stuff out of your water. It's supposed to filter up to 8,000 gallons of water, and then you can just replace it. From there, the water then goes from that into a single hole, single handle faucet that I bought at Home Depot. It's pretty simple, and that's mounted into the overhang of the RSI smart cap that I have on the Gladiator. So now that you've seen how the install went and a brief walkthrough of all of this, you may be wondering, all right, how does the whole thing work? Seems pretty complicated, but it's really very, very simple. First things first, you want to make sure that the water valves are turned on. So we'll start with the one at the tank. That's the first shut-off valve. That is the ball valve included on the actual tank. Then move over to the water splitter and make sure that the water's on at the splitter going to the faucet or the water heater, depending on which section you want to use. And lastly, you want to make sure that the pump is turned on with this switch here. Once I have each of those valves open, I then loosen the vent on the top of the fill cap back on the tank, and I have nice running water, just like turning on the faucet at home, in your bathroom or kitchen. I have the splitter installed in this system so that I can run water separately to the Joolca HOTTAP water heater. This water heater provides us with nice hot showers when we need them, and also hot water for doing dishes as well. The nice thing about the Joolca is it comes with a separate pump so that you could actually just run water from a stream or a clear pool or something that may be nearby, and you don't have to use water out of your tank. In this setup, I wanted to show you how I have it set to the water tank that I have in the Gladiator, so we'll show you that now. The Joolca system is really straightforward. It requires just a propane source, a water source, and then 2 D batteries that are inserted into the battery cavity under the display screen you're seeing here. Once you've got all of those on, gas on, water supply going, you simply flip the switch on the shower head that allows the water to start feeding through the system. With that, you'll hear a clicking sound start, a little bit of a thud, that's the igniter and the actual system heating up. And then within just a couple of seconds here, you'll start to see hot water coming out. If you look closely in this video, it may be a little challenging to see, but there is actually steam coming off the water really quickly. There's a nice display that'll show the water temperature, and you can control everything with the red and the blue valve buttons right on the actual HOTTAP system. And that's really the whole system, guys. I know it seems a bit complicated and probably a bit of an overkill, which I will agree. At times when building this system, there were certain points where I thought, man, a jerry can and a pump would be a lot easier. But once I got involved in the project, it just kind of continued to evolve a little bit and works great now for my usage. Happy to answer any questions that you might have. If you would like, just leave them down in the comment section below, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.